We back and we back and we.
Yeah. Hey guys, let's talk about what makes a good relationship, right? To do anything, sometimes you need a partner. And in a partnership, whatever your partnership is, you don't need any yes people, right? You don't need someone to yes you to death. Like everything you say, yes, 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 yes. You don't need that. And I think that, and we're gonna talk a little bit about our partnership because we can be honest with each other. And most of the time we can be honest with each other without catching feelings. One of us catches feelings. They be in their feelings sometimes. But even that, you should know your person. And I know that whatever I say to her is out of love. Whatever she says to me out of love. And whatever we get into is out of love. And it's not anything that we're carrying over. And there's no hard feeling about whatever. You know what I mean? It is it. So in a moment, we can definitely get heated with each other, right?
Absolutely.
We can definitely, and I know she can tell me how she really feels. And that's what I respect about her. But I think that's why this partnership works. But we're going to talk about some of the things of how we are the same and how we're different, and it's how we make this thing work. What do you think makes a good partnership?
Any partnership you got, always communication is important. I mean, I would like to say that goes without saying, but not just communication. Also, because I can communicate something, but am I getting through in a way that you're understanding exactly what it is that I'm doing?
And I agree. I think even I'm gonna take it a step further. That sometimes you learn how to effectively talk to that person, or you learn to understand that person, and that means body language. Mm-hmm. You can tell when they're kind of annoyed. Like, you should be able to pick up on this. If you're a good partner, you should know when your partner is going through something or how they're feeling, sometimes by their body language. So you can be like, wait, let me back off right now. Or, because you want to be, a partnership means you're giving what is needed to your partner.
Right.
And even in our partnership, we have, I think we have great communication.
Sometimes, because certain people don't like to plan things, and when I show up and things aren't planned, I don't know. But for the most part, yeah, we do. We do.
I think we have great communication.
You know what?
I think that
we have communication, but I don't call it.
See, what happens is some people are a perfectionist, and if things aren't perfection, there becomes issues, and you need to get them a Snickers because they're going to be cranky. Okay, they're going to be cranky, and you don't want to have to deal with the crankiness sometimes. But again, and I think so some of our negatives are that I see, like for me, I'm not that prompt person. I'm not that person who sets everything up. I'm not that organized person. On the other hand, she's very organized, right? To a T, almost. It's disgusting. Like, it's like, well, who's that organized? Only nobody has time to be that organized.
Obviously, somebody does.
Exactly. So, with that being said, but I understand that about her. She doesn't understand I'm never going to be organized. Like, she keeps waiting and wishing for something to happen. It ain't never going to happen. I don't know why she expects to come somewhere, and if she ever came and everything was all set up, that means somebody else did it for me. I'm going to let you know. Total mistake, right? But I think that's what we do well. We have to play off our strengths and our weaknesses.
Yeah, I think that's key in all types of relationships. You gotta have that give and take. I think too many, and nowadays in different types of walks of life, you have that struggle for control. Where if I can't control every aspect of you to mesh well with me, that's where a lot of the headbutting is coming into play.
And again, even through the headbutting, you have to understand this is for the best of whatever we're doing, and we have to respect it. I think if we don't have headbutting, I don't know if you're having a real honest conversation with somebody. Because I mean, you can't
Absolutely.
agree with everything that goes on, and everybody has different views on things. And I think the best thing about it, not only the headbutting, but then to say, you know what, I see your point of view, or saying I can see, let's do it your way. Sometimes, right? No one wants to win all the time. We use winning and losing loosely, but nobody wants to get their point across all the time. You have to sometimes try the other person's their way as well, and that's what I think we do well, right? We complement each other because we can talk to each other, we respect each other, and it's very rare, especially at this day and age, to gain what we'll call a new friend. I think people use that
absolutely.
word. People use that word so loosely.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people around us that we're our acquaintances, but they're not friends.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
This is a friendship. This is no Joe Button, Rory, and Mal type of thing.
Whoa,
going on
whoa,
here.
whoa, whoa.
This ain't that.
Whoa,
Right.
whoa. Time out. Time out. This is what I'm saying. He goes off to
Listen, I'm just bringing a little now. This ain't that, right? This is a real homegrown relationship where we come to know each other on, all type of levels, and we respect each other, and which allows us to do what we do and have fun doing it. Like I said, every relationship goes through strife, but it's how you handle it. And we can have a all-out shouting match,
Absolutely.
and it'll be going 2 seconds later because we know what it is. Like we're both hot-headed sometimes, right?
Some more than others.
Look, some more than others, right? Like I said, get her a Snickers.
Some people need control. That's all I'm saying.
Little digs that come in, this is little zingers that come in. But all we're trying to say is that to do something, you really need to make sure whoever you are doing it with, you really know, and you really can trust, and you can really be honest with them. If you feel like you can't be honest with someone, I don't know what type of relationship, and there's nothing I feel like I can't tell her, and vice versa. And then she can't beat me either, so it's like. But like I said, we get to know each other, and we get to know our moods and things of that nature, and it's really cool. Because sometimes you may think so. I remember when I first met her, I thought she was real quiet and looked real mean, and I'm like, look at this mean person. She's just mean, nicest person in the world. So you really can't judge a book by their cover. People take time to let people in. And
Oh yeah.
and everything we did was earned, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like we just met and clicked, or well, we kind of didn't meet and click. But I'm saying it took time, and over time we grew and going through different
click
situations.
because I am. I'm just saying we click because I'm a better person when it comes to being nice to people.
She didn't talk for the first month, I think. She would
I'm
come.
introverted as well.
Yeah, she would come work out and
Very
leave.
introverted, in which I don't understand how you got me sitting here up and doing this. If you'd asked me that, I'd be like, well, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, and that's the other thing that we need to talk about. We really have brought the best out of each other, and brought some things out of each other that we didn't know we had.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's certain things that we didn't even know we had in us. And I think we also help each other to bring some dreams to life, like some things we may have thought about, we had on a wish list that we never moved to do, and we've done them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, since we've been kicking it, we've done a play in New York off Broadway. Like, it was crazy. Where'd that come from? And that was a crazy week.
Damn it.
That was a crazy. And I think that if we weren't as cool as we were with the stress that we had that week.
Oh, it would have been a wrap.
Oh,
It would have been a
we'd have
wrap.
blown.
Oh, for real. Seriously.
Think about going off no
Seriously.
sleep on a train half the day up and back, because every day we went up and back, getting up early, going to set up. doing
Still
what we gotta
working a
do.
full-time job.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In between though.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was a hectic week. And then when I say week, probably for like 9 days that we had just running. But again, we figured out a way to do it, did it, and we were able to, encourage each other through it. It was amazing. So we've done a lot of things, even starting this. Right? Mm-hmm. This is something I think we think about doing things like, we can do this, but you don't do it because sometimes you don't have anybody to do it with.
Yeah.
Right? And then not only we have different expertise, right? She's a dope editor, right? And without the editing, we couldn't do this. So, like, yo, I got this editing. She's knocking the editing out. We're putting things together. We're meeting on things. We're kind of different, which is great too. So we come together and we're able to talk about things from different points of view, right? Like I said, it's been a great relationship. It all stems from us taking the time to get to know each other, and that means really get to know each other.
And letting each other run our own lanes. Like, I know I'm not the person that's going to be out there, forging relationships, talking and all that type of stuff, like coming up with like different, outlets to people and and stuff like that. That's more of, his strength is to give the gab. So, sometimes I know we'll be quiet and just go ahead and just, and that kind of works out well for us. That, we both have our lanes and we respect each other's lanes.
And as you see, we have a lot of fun doing whatever we're doing, right? Even in the midst of, we could be yelling, arguing, 5 seconds, we're laughing about something silly one of us said, right? It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of laughs, and that's what life is about. Building these relationships that will withstand the test of time. And that can go, like I said, even without any of this stuff, we're still the same people. What we're doing right now is what we do normally. We'll come together and we'll just talk about whatever. And
I think that goes to show, like, it takes time to build relationships well versus jumping in and being, okay with the roller coaster ride of the relationship, that whole thing.
It's funny, but it really takes two. It takes two people that really want to do it. So we have people that call themselves friends. They don't take the time to check on you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's about them.
Yep.
Call when they need it. Talk about when they need it. It takes time for both people to really invest in each other.
And listen, people that know who you are know your faults. Like, I struggle as a friend at many different times. So some my friends like, no, I might go a week without calling you. It doesn't mean like
I don't have that problem.
It doesn't mean that, I feel any different type of way about you. It's just, that's just my way. But anytime we link back up, it's like it was yesterday.
Yeah, missed the beat.
Haven't missed a beat. Let's pick up right where we left off.
And that's when that groundwork was put in.
Right.
Where each of us took time to know who that person was.
Right.
Like, if you're ever in a relationship, you're like, well, they ain't call me in a week. Maybe we're not friends anymore. That means you don't really know that person.
Yeah.
Right? You got to know who people are and accept that, hey, just because they go away for a week or they don't talk for a week or whatever the case may be, that doesn't mean anything, right? And guess what? Phone works two ways. You don't have to wait for somebody to call you all the time.
Exactly. Which brings us to the main topic is, are people getting into relationships? And I'm not talking about just friendships. We're talking about relationships to be in control, or are you getting into relationships for the relationship itself?
I think today is crazy. I think people don't even know what a relationship is.
In some ways that could be
they
true.
They don't know really what they expect. They have, maybe this type relationship in their head where you meet somebody and it's going to magically happen. And it should just work. And relationships aren't hard work. And I'm telling you, relationships are hard work. They're very difficult. There's so many different things that go into them. And like I said, even our relationship, it's hard work to make a relationship work, because you have to, like I said, you have to know someone, and that means you have to take the time to get to know them and be vulnerable enough to let them know you.
Exactly. You should lead the relationship.
So, I mean, it's crazy, because I know I seen the thing with DJ talking about he doesn't believe in me, right? He's letting her do that. First thing I'll say is that, right, your relationship is based off like, what works for you. Okay? So a lot of times people are dictating what it should be, but again, it should be what makes you happy in your home. If you're in a home and as a man and you're leading and that's working for your relationship, good, right? if you're in a home and you're leading and it's not working and nobody's happy, then there's a problem.
Well, what do we mean by leading? Because leading looks different, and I think that's the big issue, is that people are confusing control with leadership.
So, like you kind of already pointed out, what is leadership, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is leadership, and what does it what does it mean to be led? What am I looking for if I'm so say if we have a man that's going to be a leader, or even if a man wants a woman to lead, where do you want her to lead you, right? So there's a lot of questions out there before we get into relationships that we need to answer.
All right, well, leadership.
So so leadership and control.
So I'll give you the definition of leadership. Leadership is the art of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal.
Okay, that's leadership.
That's leadership. And give you the definition of control.
It's weird because we do have a lot of different things. Like control usually to me has more of a negative connotation to me.
It's to exercise restraining or directing influence over another person, to relegate or control, to have power over someone else.
Okay, so what I see, and again, what I see, a lot more people are living in control and calling it leading. Right?
Facts.
A lot of these relationships are control based, and they're like, well, I'm being a leader.
Facts.
And you're not. To me, when I think of leadership, I know the definition, but I think of getting the best out of the people around you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what a leader is, right? If I'm the best person on the basketball team, if I'm a leader on the basketball team, I don't have to be the best person on the team. I just want to help everybody be the best that they can be. And I see a lot less leaders and more people controlling what they're telling people to do. They're telling them how to do it. They're telling them when to come, when to go. And to me, that's not good for a relationship.
Not at all. Not at all. So a lot of the other feedback when it came to the D-Wade situation is just bringing it up to women in general, saying that they want to have control of everything and they find it difficult to give up control. How do you feel about that?
I to be honest, I agree. I do see women
I would agree.
control
I would agree.
and not willing to give up control.
Absolutely. I would agree with that statement. Again, we're going to preface with not all here, but I would agree.
Gotcha. And I think it's just based on what we see out here. We see a whole bunch of single people. We see people that are living their own lives and been doing it for a long time. So what happens? You get conditioned to doing things on your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes, and this isn't anything you do, right? If you're conditioned to doing something for so long, when something else comes along, just automatically relinquish what you've been doing. No, I don't think that it wouldn't make sense for you to do, right?
Sometimes I don't think people know some of the habits that they have that are unproductive and keeps them out of being able to make a relationship work. So like even our friendship coming in, like I don't have issues. Yes, I do. I'll say it. Whatever. Okay, once I get agitated, it's a wrap. I would say I would just, okay, conversation's over because I no longer want to talk. I didn't even realize it, but the more agitated I get at someone, or the more I try to
This is growth. Pay attention.
the
This is
more I
growth.
try to stress a point, the louder my voice goes. So it would come across to somebody as if I'm yelling at them.
Because she is.
Well, that's how you view it. How I view
She
it.
just said she raises her voice.
Okay, alright. Oh, well, Okay.
Still a work in progress.
I am very much still working in progress. I ain't gonna hold you. If you're looking for relationship advice over here, not this one.
But see, And that's not true. Let's not say that because again, she's a great friend, right? A great friend. And not only is she a great friend, why she's a great friend is because when we do have these conversations and we'll say something like, hey, look, you're kind of, like, but she doesn't admit it. Once you point something out to her, she will work on trying to be better. Like we all should do. Like if she points something out to me, I need to try to be better. And that's why she's a great friend. And us coming together, like I said, we learned a lot about each other and relationships and how we're supposed to talk to each other, how we're supposed to support each other. And that's all the things that we put into making a good relationship. But most relationships these days don't have that. Like when you see your friends in a relationship, you see they're not really working together.
I think it's so much of people butting up against each other versus trying to find that compromise groove for one another's flaws. Just like when we were talking about earlier, I'm very organized. When I come in, my expectation is one way. What I walk into is always something different.
I don't care what you do, you can never meet expectations. Pay attention.
And what I walk into is always something different. And yes, you already know that you're gonna hear my mouth. I'm gonna fuss, I'm gonna yell. But at the end of the day, while I'm fussing, I'm helping. Most of the time. Okay?
But again, it all goes back to, I understand what that fuss means, right? If it was somebody different and it came with the attitude and I didn't have that relationship, it would be something, right? It would not work out. But since we know each other, it's the same thing. If I'm in a funky mood and I'm the one that's down, what she does is we kind of try to be the opposite. So if I'm down, she's not gonna come down and jump on me too. She's gonna be the opposite. Like, look, how can I'm gonna give you a minute. Let you get yourself together so we can do this, right? That's how you get the best out of a person. But like I said, a lot of times you'll see when somebody's down, now you want to kick them. What's your problem? You got an attitude. That energy doesn't produce anything positive
At all.
Negative on negative, and that's what we see.
Right.
And that's what we don't have many leaders. So women are being leaders in their own life because again, now people are they're going to school or chasing their career.
Right.
Before they chase relationships. Now you've been out of the, you haven't really dated seriously. Now when you start dating seriously, you've been doing all these things by yourself, taking your trash out, doing your grocery shopping, paying your bills. Now you need somebody else to come in and do that. You just gonna give that up.
There was a scenario that you brought up to me that you're undermining your man or your relationship when, if you ask for the trash to be taken out or don't ask rather and the trash is full, you take it out yourself. That can be seen as, taking your masculinity. I don't even know that because I'm walking in to, I've always taken the trash out. Absolutely. It's not that big of a deal to me.
Well, again, like I said, if someone's going to do something, why do it? So you kind of teach a person, I'm going to sit here, if I sit here long enough, you'll do it.
Yeah.
And then what happens is then the person will eventually complain about, like, I asked you to do it, I keep doing it myself. And then it becomes something, right? And again, some men, sometimes, and again, we're going off what it was to be a man, where a man has certain roles, right? And roles are, today, I don't feel are there anymore. Like it's not a man who's providing for the house solely and a woman who's taking care of the house solely and raising the kids and things of that nature, right? It seems like it's everybody doing everything. And then sometimes it feels like a man, what I hear men say sometimes, they don't feel like they have a place, right? Because a woman is taking the trash out or she's making more money or she's paying the bills. And they confuse that for being, even if they wanted to be a leader, just because a woman's making more, doesn't mean you still can't be a leader, right?
Yeah.
So I think we really need to sit back and ask ourselves the question. Like I said, and if you ask 100 people, you might get hundreds of answers to what a leader is.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And people need to understand first what they expect in a relationship.
Yeah, what's the goal? I think in any relationship, you should be setting goals with your relationship as well. I'm sure people, have home goals and stuff that they're trying to achieve. And I think when you're working out these conflicts that come up, what's the best outcome that's going to help us meet the goal instead of who's right and who's wrong? How can we resolve this conflict that gets us closer to whatever goal we have in that moment? I think a lot of the fights and stuff like that come from, and I can say for myself, is I want to be right. So sometimes I got to check myself and say, okay, do you want to be right or do you want to resolve it?
Gotcha. So, like I said, it really all stems back to knowing what you want, right? Mm-hmm. And I think bigger than that is knowing what you can do. Right? So if you're a man and you want a submissive woman, you meet a woman and she's not submissive, or she says she's submissive, but she can't hold up to it, or as a man you say you're a leader, right? I'm a leader.
Right.
But I'm really not. Mm-hmm. So if I'm really not, when you get into a relationship and that woman's looking for a leader, you're not what you said you were. You understand? So at that point, you really have to know what you really can give. Like we lie to ourselves.
Oh yeah.
We lie to ourselves.
For the honeymoon effect.
Oh, again, sometimes we believe it. It may not be the honeymoon. You may believe you're a great leader.
Hey, listen.
You may believe you're something you're not. But when you get into the situation, like they like I said in the fight, everybody can fight until they get punched in the mouth.
Hey, yeah.
When you get put in that situation,
Yeah.
you may not be that leader that you thought you were.
Everybody think they wifey material.
There it is, right? And when you get in that relationship, you might not be wifey material.
Or you just might not be his wifey material.
And that's why. And we have to start talking to each other. And I do like the term dating with a purpose, right? Mm-hmm. When you go into that date, you should know kind of have loosely well, first of all, you should know what you want, right? And then know what you're able to give that person. So you guys should talk about this. And I'm not saying a first date, but
I would say the first date, because you should be living your life with a purpose.
Yeah, but I mean, first day I might want to see if you can laugh. I don't want to get so serious.
But that's the problem.
Can you laugh? We serious right off the bat. So hey,
I'm
nice,
not saying
nice to meet you. What's your name?
Serious,
Your name
but
Jen?
you can mix some.
You want how many kids you want to have?
I didn't say that.
Hey, what's your number? Hey, you think you want to be married in the next 3 years? I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know how that works. It's a little early for that conversation. Scaring me away. I'm going. I ain't got no phone. So no, but I think it definitely should be discussed. Somewhere in the first couple of days, maybe a month in that you really seem like you like the person, and then at a certain point,
a month.
Well,
I think that's giving it too much time.
I mean, I gotta see if I like.
I think you shouldn't be a month. I think you should be having some serious conversations before a month. And listen, it don't have to be serious to the point where it's like, oh, if you don't like this or if you don't like that, it's a wrap. But you should start knowing somebody's ideology.
Well, again, I think it is that serious, right? So when you start really having those conversations, we have to put in what our non-negotiables are, right? There's certain things that are non-negotiable, like certain things that I will not budge on, right?
Yeah.
So I think that, like I said, for the first month, I think we should hang out, get to know each other, have fun, and if I feel like, again, I have to have that feeling like this is going to, right? Because again, like I said, it's in the beginning, everything is cool, right? Everything is fun in the beginning.
What do you think some non-negotiables are?
Well, it really depends. Like it could be kids.
Which one of your non-negotiables?
Kids.
Okay, gotcha.
Children are non-negotiable being that, they could have to understand how I raise my child, how I raise my child.
Gotcha.
Right? Like if you like yelling at kids, that doesn't work. Right? So that's never gonna work. I'm never gonna putting your hands on my child. It's not gonna work.
Right.
My child being second to anything, it's not going to work.
Gotcha.
Right? So if you don't understand you're going to be second, then you're going to be going. Right? So that's something I feel as though are big non-negotiables, right?
Let me ask you this: would religion be a non-negotiable?
Well, as a Christian, it has to be, right? Because you can't it couldn't even be a non-believer, right? Now it could be someone who's seeking.
Gotcha.
Right? And someone who, as I'm talking to them, and they're like, well, I want to learn more. Okay, we can do that, right? But you, for me, you couldn't be like a Muslim. Right? That just wouldn't work.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
Now that may come up pretty early in our conversation. Maybe first. That may come up. early. You know, with my kid.
Yeah.
And it might come up as simple as, I'm praying over dinner.
Right.
How you respond to that, you're like, you're eating while I'm praying. Hey, what's going on? I didn't do the prayer, you touching the plate. You was hungry? Did you not eat all day? I get if you didn't eat all day, but if you are not going to give God his praise.
Amen and you ain't give me an amen?
Yes. Right? Okay. So that would be something, those are some non-negotiables. Can't get around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think another big thing that people have to discuss is say you both have homes.
Oh, wow.
That's real big because nobody.
It's big, but
would
not a
give up.
non-negotiable.
No, I'm telling you, these are some people are like, I'm not giving my house up
Oh, wow.
because you're not gonna kick me out.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna move in your house and be kicked out. I think that, you know, due to this microwave society, that everything happens fast, ends fast,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then people, I even know, you know, you're afraid to really open up with someone new. I think we're always holding back. I see that a lot in relationships where we're both kind of holding back, and then,
Because I don't want to give you enough ammo to hurt me.
well, I don't know if it's gonna work. So then, when it doesn't work, I'm like, well, I wasn't all invested anyway. Well, it didn't work because you weren't all invested.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you have to go out, jump out on the ledge to see if it works.
And who wants to do that?
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Relationships are so fake. Fake relationships. We love you. We've been together for 3 weeks. I love him. You see it on Facebook.
Oh, that's my bestie, and
Oh.
you don't even know.
And then all the pictures deleted 3 weeks later.
I wasn't really F that.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't really know her like that anyway.
I know she wasn't anyway. Well, 3 weeks ago she was.
She's your
I see
homie.
the pictures.
She's your homie.
I see the pictures. I mean, I see people, and again, I know we're kind of jumping around, but I see people have whole relationships in 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, family trips, everything, and broken up.
Right.
So in 3 months, they had a whole relationship. And you can
Crazy.
see it on social media. You
Yeah.
see it from beginning to end.
Yeah.
You know, you see the beginning, oh, baby, I love you, and the kisses and the trips, and then they're not together no more. They disappeared. F them. And sometimes they even put up there, F them, and the pictures is blacked out. It's crazy.
Listen, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Hey, relationships are tough, right?
Seriously.
And people who think that building a relationship is not tough, I don't know what type of relationships you guys have, okay? And I think there is a battle for control in relationships, and we really need to learn the difference between leading
Yep.
and control.
Absolutely.
And that's whoever we're dealing with. Are we leading that person or are we controlling that person?
I think at the end of the day, the only person you should be controlling is yourself.
That's the only person you can control.
That's it.
Right? Everyone else. I mean, any other relationship you should be leading. I don't care if it's with your children. You don't control your children. You lead them. Right? Even with your friends, you should be leading your friends and also allowing them to lead you. Because leading, you bring the best out of that person. Right? So be open to be led. Everybody can't always be in control or be a leader. Right? Sometimes even a leader needs to be led.
Couldn't say it better.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. We were sponsored by Get Fit 205. Check out our workouts. It'll be awesome. You guys have a good one.